Bull and the Bartender Show. I appreciate your patience. I had to build somewhat of a home studio in my 25-foot bunker that's underground. So yeah, I had to build one of those and get that sort of show ready because I have a couple things that's going to be going on while we are in this sort of a virus that's going around on this Tuesday, April 7th edition of Bull and the Bartender Show. Thank you for holding in those two viewers. It is awesome to see that there's people actually watching the show or listening to it. So the plan was I had Bad Papa Smurf, kind of holding, because we were going to do like a sort of a back and forth type of thing, like a normal show, and that have me do like a solo type of thing. But I had some technical issues because, being down here, there's a lot of things you got to work out, some bugs, stuff like that. So that's what I had to do. So, but, he had to go. He had some stuff to get done. So, Mark the bartender is sort of getting his bar again ready, some, making sure it's nice and clean and stuff like that so we can do some more shows. And then Jazz is, doing the same thing. So hopefully we can get them, coming in or, show ready and getting back in the bar by like next week or something like that, I mean, I talked to him. I don't know if he's ready. Let me see. See if I can get him on the phone. Call in, yeah. So sorry about that. So thank you guys for chiming in. So let's do one thing real quick. The video that was up on the page, there's a couple comments on there. It is not real. It's a prank video. But thank you for, whatever the comments are. It's not real. Even though the coronavirus is a very real thing. And, I never, when I have conversations about this, I never dispute that it's not a real thing at all. But, the thing is that in this day and age of, social media and stuff like that, to where everything gets hyped and overhyped, I mean, it's a double-edged sword, But I this thing has killed a lot of people, and I don't disagree. It's a very bad thing, and it's touchy on every side to talk about it. It's very touchy because people have really difference of opinions when it comes to those topics, Excuse me. So it's that's why sometimes it's very kind of touchy to talk about with the coronavirus to some people. But yeah, it's a bad thing. I mean, I think it's shocked this country as a whole. You know what I mean? So we're like, wow, this is real. This is what happens. What happens if it does it again? What now? Who do we, what do we do to get this in place? Because all this, all the e-learning and stuff like that, to where, we were scrambling to figure out what's going on. How are these teachers going to teach? But then, we pulled together and we got it going. So that's pretty cool. It takes a minute to where it's like, the school was in the school, and then now the living room is the school. And the classroom is the living room, stuff like that. So it's a very good thing for these, the modern technology that we have today, that we can actually do this and make sure people are okay and talk to people, and which I think brings it into a whole different age of it's almost like Total Recall, if you remember that, where you had the talking by phones, the video talking. I, for one, I really don't like to be on camera, but uh, but if you're gonna have a video phone, that's, I mean, I don't know, it's a weird thing, I think, but I think it works on occasions that you want to talk, or you want to sit there and chit chat with your family or your mom or whatever the case may be, stuff like that. So then a lot of times you can be creative with what you're doing with it. So so yeah, don't think that video is real. It's not real. All right, it's a fake one. It's a prank one. You know, it's it's nothing real. So but so yeah, it's a crazy deal. So but that's what I was told from the BRL people. But so yeah, so here's, I don't know, coronavirus is just so touchy. It's hard to talk about because that's why I like to have another person talking with me, because if I like to see both sides and see what other people think about it and stuff like that. And if you want to call, 813-419 2602 or 3602, 813-419-3602. I'd like to get your opinion on this and see what you want to what's going on. What is your opinion about this? Is this a real thing? I mean, two things. Are are you worried about it? Or are you not worried about it? And do you think this is going to be like the end of the world? Are we going to survive? That's one of the things we can talk about. I'm up for different opinions. You know what I mean? Um, and that way we sort of have a back and forth, a discussion of what's going on. And that's why I like to have Mark the bartender and Jazz in here and stuff like that. Or I think we're gonna have Michael from Olympus Pools next week. But I like to have that back and forth, and I like to have that sort of hey, what do you think? Let me hear your opinion. And let's have a friendly debate. You know. So yeah, people are getting crazy. Toilet paper's going out of whack. People are taking more and more toilet paper and more, you know, uh, towels, paper towels, taking more of those, you know, which is crazy. I don't know why. That's one thing I don't understand is what is with the toilet paper? Why? I mean, why toilet paper? Why does one need to fill up on toilet paper and I mean buy like pounds of it, to where there's limits to where you can buy toilet paper and paper towels. I mean, that's one of the things that I've asked a couple of people, and they have no idea either. And then I'm like, I have no idea what's going on with this. I don't know. I don't understand it. Toilet paper, So I would have thought, hey, look, man, let me stock up on water. I mean, which water does go really fast, but let me stock up on some water, some canned goods, and stuff like that. If this is, really people, kind of like Outbreak, the movie Outbreak with, I can't remember the guy's name, but I think it's Cuba Gooding Jr. and Dennis Hoffman. Yeah, there he is. They play in a movie where pretty much it's a lot more serious than that one. But, I don't know. But, we're going to have a lot of different programming as well. We're going to talk to Gaither from Gaither Blade and Bling. I talked to him yesterday, and the guy is he was like, man, the landlord sort of did a deal or whatever, and stuff like that. So he had to pack up his stuff and put it into a rental shed. But the good news is that you go to his Facebook, right? You go to his website and you tell him what you want, you order what you want, and he'll get it to you. He'll mail it to you. He'll get it out there to you because he said I'll order whatever's on the catalog for you. You want a big knife? The one I got one of those Bowie knives. No, not Bowie knives, Bowie knives. Yeah. It's like an Expendables one from the movie, The Expendables. So I have one of those from him, and then he also ordered me the Jason Statham throwing knives, which I got those as well, which are pretty cool. I mean, they work pretty well. So this guy, we're gonna have him. We're gonna do a recorded show, I think, tomorrow, and then we'll play that, as a show as well. So pretty good lineup. We're gonna probably have him on the show and get him going because Cheddar was his name back in the day. So, and we always talked about doing a show just for him. So we were talking the other day about doing a show and doing sort of like a video message type of thing, and give him like a 2-hour slot and see what he wants to do, see what he wants to talk about. See what he wants to get into. I mean, he could talk about knives and whatever. So, but in any case, we were talking about a lot of different things so far, and I feel like I haven't gone to a break, but we're rolling pretty good. Just kind of chilling out on a Tuesday night and just sort of relaxing, man. Because sometimes I can tell you like this. Not really go to a break, but I mean just sort of have like in the background. Can just kind of sort of play. But some of these stories that I have is like a man shot dead in the Philippines for flouting coronavirus rules. Basically, country's first reported case of police shooting a civilian for refusing to follow restrictions to curb coronavirus. A 63-year-old man was shot dead in the Philippines after threatening village officials and police with a scythe. I don't know what that is. At a coronavirus checkpoint, police said on Saturday. The man believed to have been drunk when he threatened village officials and police manning the checkpoint in the town. Nampin in the southern province of du Nord on Thursday, police reporter said. So there you go. I mean, it's some places are, I guess, are real serious about this, man. I mean, this killed a lot of people, and I get it. I get it. This is a nothing to. I mean, it's a lot of things that you see on the internet are parody in form, because even though everybody sympathizes for this whole thing that's going on, and I get that, but a lot of times when you do these shows and videos and stuff like that, it's called healing through humor, and then that's what the whole brand of talk radio is about, is healing through humor a lot of times. I mean, it is cynical and satire, and that's what this show is about. But, when we talk about a lot of different things, it's healing through humor. And that's what we have to do. Take a drink. I'm dry. So, I mean, that's all it is. It's healing through humor. And it a lot of times it's, and I wouldn't even be surprised if they made a movie about this. When 9/11 came out, they made a movie about 9/11. And a lot of documentaries. Stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised they do this, do one about this as well, or have it already in the process doing one. Because it is very important, because it is sort of a litmus test to see. To me, it looks like, to see how ready we are for something like this to happen. I mean, I don't know how it started. That's my opinion. I don't know how, this whole thing started. I mean, I don't know where, or if it came from a lab or not. I mean, I've heard all kinds of things where it came from a lab and it so snuck out and brushed upon, an animal. Okay, I heard that it was from some bat soup and, stuff like that. But I've never, I don't really know what's going on. I don't know how far it goes. I don't know nothing on that. So I'm just, in my opinion, I mean, this thing can only go so far, and, I don't know. But yeah, the man shot dead in the Philippines for flouting coronavirus rules. They don't play. They do not play in Philippines. And a lot of things that in the news media, read about is mostly like, about this whole thing. I mean, it's like almost 90% of the news in a 4-hour time slot. But it said also Florida COVID-19 cases reached 14,747 Tuesday, and then 296 deaths. I mean, that's crazy too. That's, I mean, it is serious. Without a doubt, it is a serious thing. But, I think that, I mean, I've heard from different people that, and their opinion, people that are doctors, that have said that, you will get, sometimes you'll have not even any symptoms, and, not even know you have it. Or, you get symptoms, it's a little bit more than just a flu. And then, I mean, depends on how your body feels about it, too. Everybody's different. Everybody's, has a different opinion I mean, well, a different feeling about it. I mean, my symptoms, if I had it, my symptoms might be, you know, lower or as less painful than yours. You know, so it depends on the person, I think, as well. But in any case, so yeah, that's what a lot of these, news outlets are just playing over and over and over again, which is nice to inform people. But I mean, let's, I don't know, 90% of it, I think. I don't know the exact number, just my opinion. But it says Bay Area COVID-19 cases by the numbers. Hillsborough 608, 2 deaths. See, that's the sad thing about the deaths too. I mean, it also depends on what is the patient history. I mean, I'm no doctor at all, so I'm just saying, in my opinion, what would be the patient history? What are they taking? What are they not taking? What are they, into? All that kind of stuff sort of goes along with what's going on with each patient, I think. But so yeah, they just always have these numbers and stuff like that. I don't care to get all. I mean, it's just stats after stats after stats. But I mean, I one of the biggest things is I'm really eager to go back to Universal. To be honest with you, I mean, Universal to me, and I know like a lot of people don't really like with Mark and them. They like talking about it sometimes, you know, but I enjoy talking about it. Let's try a little bit. So I enjoy talking about it, and enjoy having a little cool debate about it as well. About Universal stuff like that. So sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that there's adequate sounding, doesn't sound too much out of whack with this thing, because that way I know there's a small little breeze in there that you hear. That's just from the AC in the bunker. So, um, but in any case, the thing is that Universal is opening up some new stuff, which I'm excited for. They're getting the new Jurassic Park, roller coaster. The Harry Potter was a big hit, so hopefully this Jurassic Park ride is going to be a big hit too. I do like Harry Potter though. Harry Potter was the rides are good. The one where you go through the bank, I didn't like the shins, the shin restraints right there. Those things just to me just made it to where it's like, oh man, you feel trapped inside there. The lap bars I'm not too bad for. Oh, that was not that one. The lap bars I wasn't too bad for. Those were those guys were okay. But when you get the shin ones, I'm not no. That kind of freaked me out. But it was a good ride though. I enjoyed the ride. I didn't have an issue with the ride. The other one where they put you in the robotic arm, that's fun. I like that one. But the problem is my shoulders are too broad so they have to kind of push me into the thing. So but I'm eager to see what this new roller coaster is at Islands. They're taking a lot of trees and a lot of space to build this thing, and I'm eager to see what it looks like. It's how it's going to run and how it's going to look, and because I did I rode Hagrid's, which is a very good ride, a very enjoyable ride. It was worth, the, hour and a half that I waited in line. So that was really good. I enjoyed that. That was the theming was great. The ride was smooth. So that's why I'm saying I'm eager to see what this new one's going to look like. I'm eager to see what's going to happen with it. But I also like to hear what you guys want to, if there's 3 people listening to the show, right? And, are watching the video stream. But if you guys want to comment on the show, please text in. If you guys want to call in, because I believe the phone system is working, 813-419-3602. I'm going to take a break here shortly. But, I'd love to hear you guys. I'd love to see what you guys think about whatever. I mean, you guys call in and talk about whatever you want to talk about. We'll talk about it. And we'll try to put you on the air and make sure this phone system works. But Universal, like I said, I'm eager to get back over there. I'm eager to ride some rides. I'm eager to, see the shows. They don't have any shows, do they? Yeah, they have the Blues Brothers show and stuff like that. So, just the vibe of Universal to me, it's always just. I've always been a movie person, and I enjoy just the vibe of Universal. I enjoy, just being around, different parts of that park to where you're thinking, the theming is just so great. And so, fantastically done. Just how it matches from different scenes to different scenes. Like you would be in London where, Jaws used to be. And then you come across Amityville, so you really do feel like you're Amityville. Then you got, the back of a New York sort of main type dockish type trolley system that goes across the road as well. Stuff like that. Then you got all the, New York sets. And so that's why I think that, Universal does a great job on their stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. Disney does really good too. Disney is really good on their props, their sets, and, their parades now. I mean, I did see the video of the Avatar ride. The animatronic for that one, for the little, the magical Avatar lady, that was really good. I enjoyed that one. I mean, I had to ride the ride, but, I don't know about that one. But that was a really good video. I mean, I like that one. So, and then what else do you got? You got that one, and then you got the Frozen one, which I watched the video on that one, and that was not bad. I liked the Mexico ride. That was pretty good too. The Mexico ride wasn't bad. That was really good. Mexico was always fun. So, but yeah, so Mexico and over in Epcot, over in on that side of the water, and then you go see the fireworks at the end of that. Now that's a pretty good show. I do want to see the night show for Universal. I haven't seen that yet. I've seen it on video, but I'd like to see that in person. That's going to be really cool show. And see, this is why I like to have somebody bounce the stuff off of, because it's like I feel like I'm like, yeah, that's great. And some people are like, oh my God, you sound horrible. But you know, but yeah. So that's why I like Universal. Is that they give you a lot of discounts. Used to have Disney passes, but they didn't give you that many discounts at all. They go, yeah, I come stay at our hotel, and you get this many discounts. No, you have to get something else. You have to do something else. All right, let's do this. Let me take a break real quick. Let me stretch. Let me do my thing, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk a little bit more. LA makes masks mandatory for workers, shoppers at essential businesses. We'll get into that. And see, would you wear a mask? I mean, could you wear a mask while you're working? We'll talk about it when we come back. Go on the Bartender Show. Please don't go anywhere. Be back in a minute. And I hope I'm right. This that song that I hope you like. This that song that I hope we can move to. If not, just imagine me with you. And I hope I'm right. This that song that I hope you like. This that song that I hope we can move to. If not, just imagine me with you. Everybody dancing, but I just wanna dance with you.
boom, boom, boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. I love the way you walk, and I love the way you talk. When you walk that walk, and you talk that talk. You knocks
Bull
me
the Bartender
out,
Show
out off of my feet.
on this Tuesday night,
Boom, 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 boom.
April 7th.
Bang, 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 bang.
Thank you for joining
Boom, boom, boom. Bang,
all three
bang,
viewers.
bang, bang. How, 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 how.
Want to thank Matthew Gaither for coming in tomorrow. We're going to be recording. And I don't know, we might go live at that point. We might go live. We'll see. So I'll text him tomorrow and see if he wants to when to record. So we'll see if we can go live here at the bunker, and then go on from there. He wants to do that. So if that goes down, I'm thinking around like 6. He's probably gonna be on. So we'll have him on either live or recorded. And then we'll get going with him, and then make that into part of the rotation. In lieu of, we're probably going to have a show with Matthew Gaither, aka Cheddar. So, which he is training his new. Him and his wife are training his newborn son how to. The art of the knife. So thank you, Matthew Gaither. Can't wait for the show. We did it for a couple of times. We did a segment of that a while back at the other studio, where he came on the show on that show and did like a segment of the cutting edge. I think it was what it was called. It was pretty informative. I mean, you know, I sometimes I'm not really good with like the sports and stuff like that. I'm not really good with keeping track of stats and all that stuff. But when it comes to like knives, I really like knives. I enjoy knives. I have quite a few. So, but thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming on. And we look forward to doing more knife talk with Matthew Gaither. Because he sells like coral. He sells knives. He sells everything and anything you want. And then we're going to talk to Michael and Charlie soon. And get them on the phone. So, because we're trying out some new sort of video type. Well, right now it'd probably be like audio type things. Because I don't really have another camera. So, in any case, so yeah, just check us out. Go to Bulls Radio Lounge on YouTube.com. And you'll see our show, Bull and the Bartender Show. Mark the Bartender is not here, nor Jazz. They're both sanitizing each other's. Mark's doing the bar, and Jazz is doing, his house as well. So we were going to have him call in, but I guess he forgot or had something else going on, which is cool. So, as I've done before, leading the charge. I'm sorry, I'm not that great of a leading the charge, but I'm used to having somebody to bounce off, some stories with. So, and I thank you very much for doing that. Speaking of videos, just kind of changing course here. I've put up a couple videos on the YouTube channel, and one of them was the trailer to R2's World. Mark and I have discussed this before, and we had Finn from Finn TV last week on the show, and that's exclusively on that channel, Fine TV. But I also was going to do like a adult type of thing to where they're talking about a little bit more political stuff, but I'm not for sure yet. So the trailer is up there. So, and I think it's pretty well done. It looks pretty good for a miniature set and stuff like that. So, not bad. But also too, I put another one on there. There's quite a bit on there that we put up. Stuff like that, and just for comedic value. That's all it is, comedic value. The coronavirus update 2020 from the clip of Ghostbusters. These are all comedic value. They're all humor, healing and humor, as we talked about before. So, but check them out. Bull the Bartender Show, all on YouTube.com. Now, the thing is that I would be streaming on Facebook and Twitch as well, but I haven't, since I had to hook it up through this type of system, I had to figure out how to do that. So those videos will be on there as well. And I'm trying to update all this stuff as much as I can through this time of, need and stuff like that, because a lot of people have, lost their jobs. I'm glad I have mine, and I'm thankful that I have mine. Amidst of all this that's going on, this chaos. Because a lot of people, have lost their jobs through this too, and it's sad. A lot of people with families, stuff like that. Because sometimes bills don't care about people losing jobs. So, it's just one of those things to where I'm glad I have a job. I'm thankful for the people that I work with throughout the day, and throughout the night. So I enjoy it, and I appreciate it. The people that I do work with are really cool. All of them are awesome in my book. I worked with, a lot of different people throughout the years in my jobs. Each different, personalities, each different opinions, which is great. It's cool. Stuff like that. So it's cool to have different opinions and cool to have different waver on things, and all, as long as it doesn't get like too political or too, you start getting like really upset or emotional and stuff like that. It's like, the friendly debates, that's what it are, friendly debates. If you don't see sides, let's not, beat each other up because of that. That's, to me, that's not cool, so because that's always helpful too, to have a, really cool debate with somebody without getting in trouble or fight or nothing like that. Because, a debate is just one person's opinion versus another. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. So yeah, there's a couple of videos on there. The different types of videos, different, just remember they're all jokes. All jokes. So, enough of that. I had a couple stories up. Mostly it was coronavirus, but one of the Oregon, like the police in Oregon, right? They're going to remind residents, don't call 911 if you run out of toilet paper. That's right. They don't want you to call 911. You know, because they have enough issues they have to deal with. They, how would you call why would you call 911 for that? What would be the purpose of doing that? Hey, look, I'm out of toilet paper. What do I do? Uh so what's your emergency? I'm out of toilet paper. So do you need an ambulance? No, I need toilet paper. All right, so what do we do? Uh you know. So yeah, just don't call them. Don't. There's nothing we can do. Toilet paper. It's running low. It's just people hoarding stuff. You know, the president even once said, he's like, "Hey, everybody, chill out." You know, that's paraphrasing. So, you know, one thing that I do like to know is when we talk about stuff like this is, you know, what do you guys think about the show? What do you guys think about what we do? Because we've been doing, you know, a lot of different types of shows, a lot of different trials and errors, and you know, stuff like that, and different types of shows themselves, which are great shows, and the people that I worked with on those shows were great people, without a doubt. You know, so it's one of those things to where you see what works and you see what doesn't work, and you know, you still have fun with it. You do what you need to do, and you go and you do your thing. But you know, this thing is changed our perspective, our belief system. You know, it's affected so many people. You know, it's nobody ever has ever seen something like this. I don't think in real life in our time. You know, unless you lived through the Black Plague, which you know the rodents, the rats. Believe it or not, are most of the clean animal. It was they're just the carrier of the ticks had them. I think. You know, so but everybody thought it was the rats. No, but it was just the ticks. So what happens. But so yeah, you guys gotta stay safe with all that stuff. It's crazy. Just don't call 911 in Oregon. They don't want you to call 911 about toilet paper. But yeah, I like to know what's going on with the show. What you guys think about it. What you guys don't like about it. What you guys hate about it. Do you guys want to see more stuff? You know, there's only one guy. Try to do everything. You know, try to do what I need to do while trying to prep for a show. But it's just very interesting to see how people react to different things. So it says New York City police on Tuesday morning arrested the driver of a rare supercar after he apparently smashed into several vehicles and wrecked a $750,000 car a few blocks from the Javits Center Convention Hall, where he fled hospital housing. COVID 19 patients has been set up by FEMA. So he was trying to avoid them. He was going too fast, and he wrecked a $750,000 car. That's That's insane. The blue Gambella or Gambella or Gimbella Mirage GT is a bespoke version of the Porsche Sierra GT that actor Paul Walker was riding in when he was killed in the fiery crash of 2013. Wow, 2013. He was a good actor. I hate to say it, but he was. Well, I don't hate to say it, but I mean he was a good in the Fast and the Furious movies. He was really good in those. I'm not gonna lie about that one. So he said police have not identified who was driving the car at the time of the accident, or say if the damage, if there was any injuries, but excuse me, the drive and Jalupnik report that the vehicle matches one owned by a man named Ben Chen, who founded the Gold Rush Rally, which organizes luxurious cross-country driving trips for high-performance car owners. Wow, look at that. Clinton's Instagram accounts, which has 378,000 followers, was set private at the time the story was written. So this car was sit there and he turned the wrong way. He probably missed a corner or something like that, and all of a sudden he hold on for a second. Hold on. Okay, I think it's good. No, because those things, I thought I turned the TV down a little bit more than we have down here. But, I guess I didn't. The monthly test thing sort of sounding. And it freaked me out a little bit because you can't really play that on regular terrestrial radio. So, but, I'm eager to get the Lightning back to watch some games on there. I'm eager to get, these things going. I want to go back to a hockey game. I want to see the Lightning play. I enjoy it. It's still, I've been to a couple arena football games, which those to me they're pretty cool. I like them. It's almost like a hockey game, but it's a football type hockey game. They hit the boards, the sidelines of the boards right there, which are really, that's a lot of force right there. So I'm hoping with that, I want to go see a soccer game one day, the new one. I used to go to a lot of soccer games back in the day. Get free passes to sit in the 50-yard line, about 2 rows up from the field. Were great back in the day. I'm trying to remember what the team was called. Yeah, it'll come to me here in a minute. But soccer was really cool. I liked watching the soccer games. Always have. But I'd like to know what you guys think of soccer, or what's your favorite sport that you want to have come back. Is it NFL, hockey, basketball, baseball? I haven't been to a baseball game in a while. They're always fun. Sit there with boiled peanuts or regular peanuts, and just munch on those throughout the game. That's a game right there. That's a real game. So I'm hoping this stuff will end like in a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3. I don't know, just my opinion. But I'm hoping it'll just stop, and we get this thing with all this social distancing done. You know, so. But I'm sure this is like a litmus test to see how, because I'm sure things, like I said, there's going to be things that will be changing, protocols going to be changing, stuff like that. So, I'm sure things are going to be changing soon to make these changes and to make these things to where we now have a sort of litmus test of what to do if something like this happens again. So, like I said, I sympathize for the people who have lost from the coronavirus. I sympathize with the people who've lost their jobs. And I, for one, am thankful that I have my job. So, you know, that's one of the things that, it's essential. So, but hopefully this thing will pass. We'll get back to normal and just sort of let this thing just overtake us, and then we just sort of chill out, have a beer, smoke them if you got them. Smoke some weed and have a drink. Whatever you want to do, if that's what you do, and then go on from there. Just sort of enjoy the night. So I don't know. It's like I said, that subject is a really touchy, really sort of double-edged sword type of subject. So I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to say what to do, what to say, but don't forget, you can go to the Facebook page, which is Bulls space or underscore space, something like that, Radio Lounge. Follow there, do your thing there. We're trying to post as much as we can. YouTube.com. Just search Bulls Radio Lounge. You'll see the artwork, the brand new artwork from a local artist here. Her name is Evie. She's going to have a Gmail set up here soon that you can buy her artwork digitally very, very soon. So thank you for that local artist that got in touch via email to the show. I appreciate it. So, very good. And I have changed the logos now so that way they shine. So so we were talking about all this. I don't like the whole show coronavirus, but I mean there's not really too much to not talk about. But so the main thing is that you guys stay safe with us and wash your hands. That's what you have to do. Wash your hands. Don't give up. Never surrender. Sorry. Just trying to shoot out some stuff. So LA, right, makes masks mandatory for workers, shoppers, essential businesses. So they're saying from what I just read from the headline, is that they want workers to wear masks. Now, I for one have worn masks before, doing like like woodworking and stuff like that, and building props, and it is very hard to breathe in, and very hard to move around in, let alone working at essential places, like if you work at a grocery store or something like that. Here's a story.
But tonight, I am putting forward an order, a worker protection order, to give our non-medical essential workers more tools to stay safe.
Now, I believe this is like some head guy in their sort of round table of head guys. It was ordered by Mayor Eric Goretti. See what else has to say.
And to keep us all healthy. Starting this Friday, April 10th, at midnight, Thursday night, Friday morning, all employees of many non-medical essential businesses will be required to wear cloth face coverings over their noses and mouths while at work. Employers are required to provide these face protections or to reimburse employees for their costs.
Cloth. You know how sweaty and how moisturized that's going to be by like 10 or 20 minutes?
This applies to workers in grocery stores, drug stores, restaurants, hotels, taxis and rideshare vehicles, and construction sites, among others, the other essential businesses. And they will soon have the protection of these cloth face coverings. We wanted to wait until these were available. We can see people now selling them on corners, online. Our capacity, thanks to the amazing apparel industry here, has expanded and people can buy them online. I'll get to that a little bit more in a second. These businesses that we are singling out as well must also make sure that their employees have access to a clean and sanitary restroom, along with proper cleaning or cleansing products like soap and sanitizer.
But also, too, you do have to wash your hands, and you do have to sit there and, do your hygiene that you've done for countless of years. That's what they're talking about, too, is like make sure you wash your hands, make sure you do all that stuff. I'm sure by now you know how to take care of yourself, wipe yourself, whatever. Oh no, why did it play over here for?
Have access to a clean and sanitary restroom, along with proper cleaning or cleansing products like soap and sanitizer, and allow their employees to wash their hands every 30 minutes.
Yeah, so there you go. Sorry, I was reading the article, and I think I sort of zoned out for a moment because, like, man, this is crazy. I don't know. I could wear one. Could you wear one? You think you could wear one? I wonder if you could wear one. I don't know. But scarves at work. It'd be hard for me to breathe out of, I think. So, with the coronavirus. So, I'm excited. I have seen a listener has sat there and emailed the show about a potential. Now, I don't know if this is real or not, right? But a potential maybe haunted houses for Halloween Horror Nights 30. Now, again, this is, maybe true, maybe not true. I don't know. One of the haunted houses that, they could have was Beetlejuice. I'd be excited for that one. Universal's Monsters, The Bride, Bedtime Stories, Terra Crumatus, Billy Ilsish, Dungeon of Terror, Sabrina, The Haunting of Hill House, Legacy Truth, Carrie O, and Gremlins. If this is true. And I see on the map they're sort of lined up like they usually do before. You know, two over here where Men in Black are. A couple over here where E.T. and Barney is. Stuff like that. So that's a listener's perspective of it, that maybe they heard something, maybe they saw something. I don't know. Could be true, could be not true. Could be made up. If that's the case, if they just have a Beetlejuice house, I would be happy with that one. I really would. They did such a good job for Ghostbusters. And I remember that picture that the company had tweeted out. And it was a picture of Slimer doing the Pepper's Ghost deal, a preemptive deal. They were testing it. Oh, they retracted that picture quick. But if they do like a Beetlejuice house, I'd be very excited. Gremlins probably my second. Monsters of the Bride be my third. And probably so on and so forth to the other ones, just in that order from like Bedtime to all the way in Carrie. So if that's true, I mean, these, like I said, these could be made up, so you never know. But if they were true, that's what I would see on the map and stuff like that. Because it looks like a map from Universal, actually. It was really pretty well good, done really well. So, in any case, let's see, what else? So we talked about that with the LA, mass thing. So, people are like, well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, all this stuff that we talk about is nothing but coronavirus, but what would you do? What would one talk about? How would we talk about something else? Oh, let's talk about sports once again. Turning shoe parts into face shields. Really? Interesting. So I don't know. All right, I think I'm going to call it because I'm wearing down. Thank you for the 3 viewers. I appreciate it. Don't forget, we're gonna have Matthew Gaither on tomorrow. I'm gonna see if he wants to go live. Talk about his deals, his things that he's working on for the new. I don't know. He's got a new adventure going on. So, don't forget, Easter's coming up on Sunday. So, it's also a strange little dichotomy that I talked about on the show with his wife, Jennifer. My buddy Flacco had died the Saturday before Easter. And this Saturday will be one year to the day that my friend, my colleague, died. Very sad, very tragic. I-4 accident. Never should have happened. Wasn't his fault. So, we're probably going to do a little special show on Saturday, kind of like representing Flacco. So, I thank you, my friend. You were good. You were there. I've known you for 8 years. I'm not trying to make this long, but you know, and I appreciate everything that you did. We'll talk about it probably on Saturday. Share some stories. Probably get a bottle of Jack Daniels and just sort of relax and just share some stories. You know, and just talk about, you know, things that, you know, when two men get together, or two women, or whoever it is, you sit with your buddy, your homie, and just sort of relax. Chill out. You know, do your thing. And just talk about life. So, hey, Poppy. Come check out this game, Poppy. Alright, cool. That's just the way he talked. You know. So, thank you, Flacco, for being cool with me. You always been there. I'm sure Jennifer is having, you know, a train wreck still. So, thank you, my friend. Like I said, for always being there. No matter what. Always there for you. You know, I helped you move motorcycles, and I appreciate it. Always enjoyed those moments. So, we'll talk more about it probably on Saturday. So thank you very much for joining the show. So next Tuesday, hopefully this whole thing goes away next Tuesday. I have a meeting with Mark tomorrow as well to see what's going to go on, if we can set up to do some show stuff. We'll see you.